class. Today we will be learning about the water cycle. I am undergraduate student David Schmitz, and I will be taking you through all the processes of the water cycle. Now, the water cycle is the process by which water circulates between the Earth's oceans, atmosphere, and land, involving condensation, precipitation, runoff, and evaporation. Now, the water cycle can be broken into three main components. The first component is evaporation and transpiration. Now, evaporation is the process of water turning into water vapor and then floating up into the Earth's atmosphere. So you see here, it floats up from either the oceans, groundwater, and also with transpiration, transpiration is the process of plants releasing water vapor up into the atmosphere. So then, now in order to demonstrate this practically invisible process, we'll now go to Alyssa and Megan with a dramatization of evaporation.
Here we have some water, but instead of waiting for hours for it to evaporate, we're going to speed up the process. Rain!
Thanks, Alyssa and Megan. Moving on to the second component of the water cycle, which is condensation. Now, condensation is the process of water vapor in the Earth's atmosphere turning back into water. Now, usually it takes place in the form of cloud formation, but however, you cannot see cloud formation actually forming. So, in order to demonstrate this better, we're going to use a cup of water, and we'll fill the water with cold ice water, and condensation will form around the glass, which will basically represent cloud formation and water accumulating to form clouds. Finally, the third stage of the water cycle is precipitation, which all that water that goes up in the atmosphere accumulates and has to eventually come down. So, precipitation is the process of the water forming into storm clouds or just rain clouds and then falling back onto the surface. Now, in order to demonstrate precipitation, we'll get back to Megan and Alyssa with their dramatization going from evaporation now back to precipitation. Great. Now, we couldn't do the next two types of precipitation. You just saw hail and rain, but unfortunately, due to the weather outside, we cannot do snow or sleet, which is a mix of snow and rain. So, after precipitation, the water either infiltrates back into the ground or it turns into runoff, surface runoff, which either flows back into the Earth's streams, lakes, oceans, and stuff like that. And then the process eventually starts all over again. So to review, we have evaporation and transpiration, which releases water vapor up into the atmosphere, and then from there it condensates into clouds, forming cloud formation, which eventually results in precipitation, which then comes down onto the ground again, back into either the ocean or on the land. And from the land, it turns into either surface runoff or infiltrates into the ground and becomes groundwater. And that's the water cycle in a nutshell. Thanks for stopping by.